Good morning, YouTube. Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to do a video on February sales, what is sold, and then also go through kind of what I'm doing today, which is sourcing online. So I just threw in some sourcing tips and ideas at the end of the video, at the end of the slides there for you guys. Today is the 23rd. It is Tuesday, 11 o'clock in the morning. I have a very busy day. I actually am getting my hair cut today, so I'm kind of excited about that. And my daughter has ice skating lessons. My son is doing a practice SAT test. I've got my packer coming over this afternoon. And I sold quite a bit of stuff, so I need to do some ordering today. But I also need to go find some more replenishable type of things. So usually when I am getting ready to go source or whatnot, or dive into sourcing and whatnot, I want to go through what's sold, because you're always going to learn from what is sold out there, and you want to hone in on the things that did well and steer away from the things that went bad. So I gathered up a ton of slides for you today of what has sold well, because I do see that quite often in the comments of, where do I start? What ideas, when I go into a store, what should I look for first, etc. And I just want to give you guys a lot of ideas and direction on where you could start, especially if you're just starting out with Amazon FBA, and maybe it's a little overwhelming. I know some days I'm still overwhelmed, I'll be honest. It can be overwhelming, and there's a lot of pieces to different puzzles, so I hope I got a bunch of different ideas here for you guys that are not super gated type of things. Some will be gated, because there's just no way that I could show you that many things without some of them being gated. So a little bit for everybody here if you are just starting out, or maybe you are ungated in some things and some ideas there. So let's see here. The first thing, I got my coffee ready. Yesterday I made my plan for the week. Today I want to go over all of my past sales in the last, probably 2 weeks. It is February 23rd, if I didn't say that already. And I sat down and I was going through all of my sales, and that's when I thought, geez, I should probably put this together for a video, since then I don't have to do the work twice. First I wanted to pull my up-to-date sales. I like to show you guys kind of what that is, so you get an idea of where my account is and where my journey is. We don't all start out, you don't start out one day at 0 sales and then the next day you're a millionaire. For anybody out there, you're going to have gradual growth, and this is my growth. I try to look at my sales and just compare myself to last year. That's kind of where I want to be. So let's see here. The one on the right here is year to date, so it's 2021. Pulled this morning, and so far in 2021 I've done $50,000 in sales. Last month was over 30, because this month it's only at 22,000, and we're on the 23rd, so we got less than a week. How many days is February? We're not in a leap year, so we got 5 days left of February. And units so far, I have sold just under 4,000 units, and last year I did 23,000 in units. So I could do some quick statistical things. That's what I did with my CPA. I've been really busy. I'm sorry I haven't gotten any videos out. I had to go down to Vegas for a couple of days. My mom is moving, and so I haven't done any sourcing in like a week and a half out in the stores. Therefore, no videos. But this week, I'm sure I will get to some sourcing, because I'm feeling the itch to shop. So, let's see here. What was I saying? Yeah, so I have some goals surrounding my sales and my units, and I had a big meeting with my CPA at the beginning of last week before I went out of town. And she was trying to project my growth for this next year and what my goals are, and my goals for sale-wise are going to be between 400 and 500,000 in sales. So anyhow, I'm just showing you this to show you where I'm at and whatnot. I'm kind of at the cusp of almost being, I don't ever think I'll be done with retail arbitrage, but really moving into the wholesale this year and getting stronger with that. Okay, so let's go through some of my sales. I did pull in some really good ones, some really bad ones, and a bunch of in between, because honestly, the bunch of in between is a majority of what you're going to be looking at. It's so fun to go through the amazing ones, and it's kind of disheartening to go through the really crummy ones. But you kind of got to look at it and see. I don't ever want to say like where you made a mistake, because honestly, with Amazon, you don't have to. There'll be some sales that totally tank, and there is nothing you could have done about it. When I first was starting, I kind of beat myself up a little bit on some of the bad sales, and I'm going, well, how could I have predicted that? You know, there's only so much prediction you can do. You can look at keep it charts till you're blue in the face. You can, analyze a purchase 6 ways, and still you're going to have some bad, what do you call them, buyers. I had another word that popped into mind, but we won't say it on the video here. And you're going to have things that happen, and don't let that get you down. So, MacGyver. MacGyver's up here first. Who doesn't love MacGyver? I ran into this bad boy at Burlington for $9.99. Sorry, this is going to pop up because I am in, Google, presentation or Google Slides or something like that. So, bought him for $10, basically, in the toy section, and profited $5.66 off of them, which is a 56% return. And this would be like an average thing. You pick it up for 10, you sell it for 25, you make $5-6 off of it. Nothing really amazing. It just caught my attention because MacGyver is one of those icons that who doesn't know who MacGyver is, And it'd be a fun game. These types of toys are great because, well, one, the escape room is kind of a newer thing. At least before COVID, the escape rooms were becoming really popular to play. And now that we're all quarantined still, for the most part, inside games have definitely been an uptick in selling and desirability. When COVID first hit, puzzles and games just flew off the shelf. They still are. And while toys do better during Q4, no doubt about it, games like this are kind of not seasonal, evergreen. They are great for, all sorts of things. Birthdays, just staying at home, they're very good for COVID times, so I wouldn't have passed this guy up. Next up, let me make sure. Okay, I thought I scrolled twice for a second there. I've got some Bath and Body Works. I love Bath and Body Works. I love selling it. It's usually just a really good... I buy mostly during their sales. So you got to catch the right sale, you got to catch the right scent, you got to look at the numbers for the scent, and sometimes 2 packs will be a lot better than single packs. Sets are really good. If you are ungated in beauty, definitely check out Bath and Body Works. Now, they do have a shelf life, so you can't sit on these for too long, but their expiration date is 2 years out from the date of manufacture, which I have a video on that, but you can decipher when it was manufactured. Usually I will get them and they are no more than 4 months old, so you have a year and a half to sell them on Amazon. They do have a bit of curve in the selling, because once the sales hit, a lot of people like myself will buy them. You get a rush of influx of product at Amazon, and then the prices will tank down, and then once everybody sells out, the prices will go way back up. And you could look at the graphs and get familiar with it. I always try out a few scents. Most of them do pretty well for me. Every once in a while, I'll, not make as much profit as I'd like, but for the most part, they're pretty good. They also smell really good. I always get myself some things, too, in my orders. There's a lot of coupons out there. One of my favorite new ones is called Snip Snap, and it's an app on the phone. That's Snip, S-N-I-P, Snap, S-N-A-P. And it's got all sorts of coupons. It's great if you're last minute at the store, especially Big Lots, and you need a 20% off coupon to shop with. Check that app out. Okay, so this one I sold, probably 20 of them, and I averaged profit $3, so about $60 worth of profit there. They're pretty easy to wrap up. I do use the gripper tape at the end of these sometimes, It depends on how it comes packaged. You want to make sure everything's sealed up, that when your customer gets it, there is no doubt that it's brand new, brand spanking new. I do not bubble wrap them, but they do go into poly bags as well. So you can see my ROI over here, anywhere from 40 to 60%. So I set this into my repricer. My repricer takes over and competitively gets them sold for me. Next up, we got Reese's Milk Chocolate Peanut Butter Candy Hearts. I thought I'd show this one. I wish I'd bought more of them now that in the past they did. Once I hit the buy box, they sold out pretty quick, and I didn't get very much. I did not get super amounts of Valentine's Day, but the ones that I did, there was some that I think I'm showing you one. Some of them I'm like, that was not a good buy. I barely broke even, and some were a little bit better than others. This one I sold it at $8.41. Cost of goods was $2.98. If you're not familiar, these numbers are from Inventory Lab. I pull the things. I try to pull the titles up here too, but the green is going to be profit, $2.13. This is profit percentage, and this is ROI over here, 71%. So these are pretty easy. Some people bag them. I've gotten in the habit of, if it's put together well enough, I don't stick this in a poly bag. I do like these types of things because they're really easy. Tag and go, tag and go. Chocolates aren't going to be available to sell FBA over the summer, but you could still merge and fulfill them. And I do like to look for these types of items and then maybe do a 2-pack. In hindsight, what I would go back and do maybe next year is to do a 2-pack of this, which would be cost of goods $6. And then my sale price of $8, I would put a 2-pack up for maybe like $14.99. So you're getting a little bit better deal if you buy 2-pack, and there's going to be less competition because people don't always want to take the time to make up a 2-pack versus the single packs that are easier to do. So, you get a little bit of labor involved and you get less competition. You got to weigh that out. Oh, this one was fun. I just think this dog is looking like a hoot here. He's in his Chewbacca hoodie. This I wanted to bring up was it sat around for a while. I bought it, I think, in the summer, sold some mostly around Halloween, and then one last one just sold. I had it returned a couple times too. And I don't know, my return settings are if Amazon says it's returned brand new, it just goes back into inventory and gets resold. If it looks like it's been opened or whatnot, then it comes back to me and I will take a look at it. So I guess the dogs didn't try it on and they got returned back. I wonder how you would tell. Curious. I guess it just stays in the plastic bag. They were in plastic poly bags, so if the bag gets ripped open, then I guess that's what makes it come back to me. Sometimes I don't know if the people who are working on Amazon looking at the returns look them over quite so great, but they're only human. Bought this at Petco. Was it Petco or PetSmart? Oh, I think it was Petco. When it went on clearance for $8.80, and profit-wise, $13.21. So 150% return. Really, really like that. Look at this guy in his pajamas. I love that. He's got some, what is it? Nighthawk Red Fox cuddle. I don't know what that's all about. It looks like spaceships to me. But dog accessories and costumes are super fun. With the pandemic, again, a lot of people started taking on more dogs. There's been an uptick, a lot of people getting puppies and things because they're at home watching the dogs, so you're going to see that reflected in the sales online. Trying to get a drink of coffee here too. It's almost lunchtime though. I should probably stop drinking the coffee. Next up, we got a Marvel Spider-Man plush character pillow. This was found at Burlington for $8.99. Burlington put the tags on this little tag right here. I don't know if you could see it, but it's the white tag that's attached to the pillow. Kind of a pain in the butt to get off, but it was worth it. Bagged him up, used him kind of as filler on the top of some other orders, and he brought in $8.77 profit for each one. And I think I got 5 or 6 of them. So not too shabby there, 97% return. One of the other things I like to look at these though is what else is popular. Mickey you'd make some money on, Minnie you'd make some money on. Doesn't look like Frozen is in stock. Cars is kind of on the low side. And we've got, crud, who is the purple one? I know who this is. Oh, Sophia the First here. So when I'm out at the discount stores, all the discount TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, those stores are going to, have this type of pillow, so keep your eyes peeled for them. They're a great little fun thing to put in your kid's room. We've got some bras. This whole video has a little bit of TNA. You'll see what I mean later, but we've got some bras here. This gal is wearing a Warner's Women's Flex Revolution under. It doesn't look revolutionary if you ask me. Bought it at probably Burlington again, $4.99, because that's where I got my bras all for like the last 2 months is Burlington. I've had a lot of good luck there. So $4.99 buy cost, profit $3.56, ROI 71 cents. It's a $15 bra. It's nothing to sneeze at. It's nothing marvelous or exciting. It's an everyday thing that women are going to buy online because they can't find the stuff in the stores, and it's something that you can go out to your Burlington, to your TJ Maxx, scan, look for Warner's, look for the other brands that I've talked about 100 times. I'm only showing you one bra today because I've shown you hundreds of bras in the last 2 months. You can look, there's different sizes here. It's just really easy to do, and it's very repeatable to go out and source bras. It's one of my favorite things to go out and do, and I don't think any of this would be gated. I want to say clothing is not a gated category, and Warner's is not a gated brand. Next up, we got a Goldinger. Godinger. Port. Oh my gosh, we got a spoon, folks. A spoon. Another thing that is not anything that you would think of as super exciting, but the non-exciting stuff is what excites me because it's the stuff that everybody buys every day. Order price $17.64. I bought it for $5. Net profit $5.09. So I doubled my $5 bill. This is a fairly popular designer. I also look out for Spode, Ray Dunn, Mikasa. There's a lot of, you'll get used to the names, but go source the kitchen area. This brand might have been gated, I can't remember, but there's other brands out there too that are not as gated in there. KitchenAid, though, locked down, what about like a year ago? I used to love KitchenAid kitchen products, and now they are, I can't sell them anymore. It's very sad, very sad. Alright, here's the booty I've been talking about. This was a new one for me. This is 90 degrees, but yoga pants. I have not done many yoga pants, but yoga pants are another pandemic trending type of item. Let me tell you, I've gotten used to wearing sweatpants and comfy pants myself. I don't know if I could go back to real pants, or as my mom kept calling them, hard pants. We got soft pants and hard pants. Anyhow, got this for $8.99. We had a couple people that bought 2 packs. 2 of them. I guess if you find the right pants that fit. I do that too. If I find something that fits really good, I'll buy several of them. Sold for about $8 profit, and I sold 2, 4, 6, 7 of them. So about $70+ in profits in just yoga pants. And they do not take up much room in your box for shipping wise and whatnot for the amount you get back on them. So go scan the yoga pants section and see what you guys can find. The average order price of $35, that's where I'd like to go. Well, we've got, 20. Oh, it's because it's counting the 2-pack as a thing. I don't think that's quite calculated right. I'd say the average order price is $25, but at the beginning you saw my average order price is usually around $15, and that's because I don't sell a whole lot of expensive items like yoga pants. I sell more things like the spoons. Next, we got these adhesive letters that I believe I showed on a haul video at Staples. Trying to remember where everything was. But these guys were on clearance in the Staples back clearance section for $2 a piece. Now, I did get several varieties of them, but for this one right here, I only got 4. And I was netting about $4 profit off of each one. So $16 of profit. These were super easy. All I did was throw my label on over this and stick them in the bag. Oh, Amazon just messaged me something about meltable inventory. They're having problems. I'll have to read that later, but I hope you guys are getting those emails too. It says something about they're not going to take any more meltable inventory, which is not good. Oh, starting April 15th. Okay, guys. There we go. I'm going to try not to look at my phone too. So meltable inventory will not be allowed after April 15th this year, which I believe is 2 weeks up from the norm. Usually it's May 1st. But that is really important to know for the Easter candy we're going to be sourcing. And Mother's Day and any other chocolates that you're wanting to get in for the spring sales. Okay, so these guys, easy $16 profit. At the same time, I had gotten some other letter adhesives and some spiral doodads, which are in this video too, but I think it's not the next slide. No, it's not. Alright, this one is my absolute favorite. I can't believe it. Bought for $12.22, order price $213, net profit $161. That's an ROI of 1,322%. So holy macaroni, don't pass up these types of things. I don't remember where I got it. It sat for a long time, and it had about 2 million rank for books. So you know what? Bibles are one of those things that I usually do scan if I'm out and books are around to be scanned. They're fun. They can be really profitable. There are some that are just really collectible or have some interesting content that people are on the lookout for, especially with all the different, I don't want to say political things, but things going on in our country right now. When there's a topic, there's then interest with it. We're going to talk about that too more later. I can't remember which slides are up next, but this was by far my best sale of the year so far. Net profit of $161. You can't beat that. It did sit around though. This has been in inventory for almost 2 years. And you kind of got to weigh that when you're looking at your inventory and you're trying to move things. How long do you want to sit on something for that potential profit? Books are usually a long tail type of item. So, you want to make sure you're sourcing with good margins when you do source. This guy I want to talk about because my net profit was pretty low. Buy cost $5, net profit $1.50, but he got hit along with several other things in all of the toy, consumer safety product compliance paperwork debacle over the last 8 weeks. Holy macaroni. That has been a pain in the tush. I understand it, and I don't fault Amazon for doing that, but sure did throw a wrench into my plans. This guy was going to sell for about $15 for sure, and TY, another brand that I absolutely love, and you can find those at many, many places. This is just one example of many things. All of my TY items got hit with the child safety compliance things. And like most of you out there, I just hit price to sell and liquidated out and deleted the listing. Which everything I'm showing you is deleted out of my inventory. I am not on any of these listings anymore. I am just showing you some of the retail arbitrage type of items that have sold well for me this last, 3 weeks or so. So, like I said, you're not always going to know if it's a good buy or a bad buy. I don't think anybody could predict 3 months ago that the safety compliance paperwork would have been such a big pain in the butt and affected us all in the way that it did. I know that I definitely had to come down on price and get things liquidated out ASAP to just move on and not track down that paperwork. I did go to the TY website, looked at trying to get the paperwork, and it was going to be more hassle than what it was worth. I sold out of my products. Everything's done. I had one return on an item that it reflagged for the paperwork when it came back in. But anyhow, all these guys just sold out. I did have one or two that I wound up returning to me, and I just threw them up over on eBay, and they'll sell over there. That's fine. It's kind of a bummer. You don't get as much over on eBay as you do Amazon, but it beats trying to chase your tail, trying to track down paperwork. Ooh, this guy. This one, I don't don't want to say upset about, but it was definitely a learning experience. Obviously, this is a hot mitt. It's by a brand, Winco, and it's one that I learned that I probably should have held out and not liquidated out. So my repricing goes, I put it into the Be Cool system, and I pretty much want to get 30% ROI or better, right? And then if it's sat there for a while and I'm starting to get fees and whatnot, and it's not moving very fast, I will then bump it down to maybe 20%, 10%, and then I think my bare bottom is 2 or 3%, just so I can make sure I cover my cost of shipping and polybags. And I have one repricing rule that's kind of like my default, and then when I want to get things moved, I have a more aggressive repricing strategy or rule. I think they're called rules. Anyhow, this guy I bought for $3.96. I like this type of item because it's not breakable, it's easy to ship, etc. Got it in, it was a straight bag and tag, and they were selling for about $15. Price got tanked down with all of the competition, and I wound up only netting 62 cents profit, which is awful. That's like not even worth it. But what had happened was this was a buy off of an OA purchase sheet that used tactical arbitrage, and that's why I'm kind of moving away from that strategy. I know a lot of people jumped into the tactical arbitrage way when COVID hit, and it can be very useful. I'm not saying it's not, but it's just saturated, and all of the listings that I have really kind of been on with that had just nosedived because every VA out there is doing the kind of the same poll and finding the same items, and then those items just keep getting flooded. So anyhow, some of these sold pretty well at $15, and so that made my profit, what, about $5 profit off a $4 buy cost, which was really good. But then now it's tanked, and I think I pulled, I did pull the Keepograph. In hindsight, I probably should have looked at this a little bit better, or, at the time maybe I was trying to reduce my storage things and get these guys gone, because I'd been holding on to them for longer than I wanted. But you can see here that you've got a bunch at the $15 price, and then you've got some at the $10 price. So if I had held out, I probably could have sold more in this side. I think this one in particular was a return, and then I had it at the cheaper price after that. So anyhow, you can look at the Keepograph, make your decision. You can base your decision off of how long it's been in inventory. You can base your decision on how much margins you got there. And all the products, you're going to have to look at them individually. A lot of times people on Facebook want a one-size-fits-all type of rule, and that's not going to work, because like this product I probably should have held out on the $15. It wouldn't have been too much. It's going up and down almost every other month on price, and sold out at the $15 mark. Whereas the book I showed you that I made $200 off of, that one I don't mind holding it for a little while. And then you've got seasonal items. I just read you the email from Amazon. We've got meltables are going to be limited here shortly, so your time frame for meltables is going to be completely different when you're looking at it than, say, if you're looking at sourcing books. Alright, I hope that made sense. My wandering thoughts here. Here is the spiral doodad I was talking about from Office Depot. Purchased for 84 cents. When I saw that clearance price, I was like, I don't know what it is, but I should probably get it for 84 cents. It's really hard to pass that up. But sold for $12.69. Oh, it's going for $12.69 there. I sold it for $7.48. So another one that I probably should have held out on. I still netted $2.21. Not a huge amount, but if you take all of those things that I tallied up at the Staples, it was, decent profit for the amount of time I spent in there, and I got to recycle my toner cartridges. I don't normally go sourcing there by itself, but I have to be next door at some of the other stores in the area, and or I'm stopping in to get office supplies or drop off ink. And of course I'm going to scan the clearance section, and if I can make 50 bucks off of the clearance section every time I go in there, you know what? That's really good for a quick run into Staples or Office Depot. They're both the same. I get them so confused. I wish one was a different color, but they're both like red. So let's see here. This one was not the best buy. It wasn't the worst buy, but it wasn't the best buy. These were dollar store 4-pack Sour Patch Kids Conversation Hearts, and I wanted to try some of the dollar store candy out for Valentine's Day and kind of see if it's something I want to do again next year, or if I want to do something different. And I probably will do something different. This one right here came in a 4-pack, so they're, you know, at the dollar store. That means they're a quarter a piece. And right now they're at $3.89. Here we go. I pulled the sales. Mine fluctuated between $4.76 all the way down to $4.13. So at $4.13, I'm at my low of 30% ROI. At $4.87 is a little bit better. I'm at 98% or 98 cents profit, which is 98% ROI. So, you know, my average profit per sale was about 50 cents, and I think a case is 24, so I probably did 24 of them. You know, I made 12 bucks. Not glorious, not something I want to repeat. So when I look at this again next year, or even when I'm looking at the Easter stuff, I can take my learnings and apply them to my next purchase. But if you don't know, I mean, I had never done that for Valentine's Day with this product, and I was curious. So spending $24 to make $12 and get the learning experience out of it is definitely worth it. Now, last Valentine's Day, I picked up Conversation Hearts, I believe at Walmart for 90% off. It was a good percent off. It was definitely less than a dollar store, and I made a killing off of that. So, you know, I take that experience plus this experience, and then I'm smarter going forward sourcing. At least that's the hope, right? You always want to get better. Anyhow, every year is different, every situation is different, but setting up your Dollar Tree online account, playing with some of the bundle type opportunities there and products. You can also take things and bundle them up with different stores and do different things, but you gotta start somewhere, and the Dollar Tree is not going to break the bank if you are learning. You know, if this had gone completely sour and I, you know, didn't profit anything, I'm still out only whatever the case cost me, 24, and you don't even have to buy the case. You could go in and purchase off the floor too, and just get 3 or 4 of a thing and try them out. My point is, try things out and learn. The best teacher is experience in the Amazon world, but you don't want that experience to cost you an arm and a leg. Mary Meyer Super Soft Stuffed Animal Security Fizzy Frog. He was so cute. I picked him up, I believe, at Marshall's. I don't know if this brand is gated at all. I don't remember applying for Mary Meyer to be ungated with him. And it was either under baby or toys. Sometimes these guys will fall under baby items. Sometimes they'll fall under toy items. Just depends. If you're ever scanning things and you see it listed under some weird category that it probably shouldn't be under, that might be somebody trying to get around the ungating part, and Amazon will go through and fix it to the correct category eventually, and then you won't be able to sell it because you'll be gated. Don't do that. If you're thinking about doing that, don't do that. I've seen some people get caught up with that. They're going, oh my gosh, I can't sell my stuff now. I sent it in. And we're like, well, what'd you do? Well, I sent in, 100 toys, but I'm gated in toys, so I put it under patio furniture or something weird. And you're going, well, yeah, that's why you tried to skirt the system, and Amazon will catch up with that. All right, that was a tangent. Order price $16.59, buy cost $7, profit $3.79, ROI 54%. This is usually what happens. I go in and the sale price was probably more around $18, $19, and my profit was a little bit higher because I try to aim for 70 to 100% on these types of items for ROIs, but then once it gets in there and my repricer takes over, I usually gets down a little bit in that. But you can see here, bump back up to 17.36, so I could have totally gotten another dollar out of this guy. Okay, there we go. Scroll with me here. My mouse button didn't wanna do. This one was interesting. I sold, I think, 3 of them, made $5.59 each, so that's $15 in profit. I had gotten these at Tuesday morning, which have shut down for the most part in my area, although there's one about 45 minutes away. I really want to go to it when I have time. ROI 207%, order price $13. I don't remember if this brand, Quick Cuts, is gated or not, so you may want to try that out, but I want to give you an example of crafting items. If you're just starting out, again, crafting stuff can be really good. I'm telling you, there's some craft stuff out there that is so expensive, and it doesn't look like it's really anything much to it, but it's either got a cute pattern or a good name, and the price just goes up. So keep your eyes out for crafting stuff. I find them at, let's see here, Michael's, Joann's, Tuesday morning, every once in a while Ross, Marshall's, Tuesday morning, but not a whole lot. They don't have really big crafting areas. I don't have a whole lot of that product in my area to source, but it's not something that I would pass over either if I'm in a store looking for something. I have recently started to look at yarn too. Sometimes there are some yarns that are really good. People are, again, like the puzzles, doing things at home, and wintertime is a good time to do puzzles and games and crafting and yarn and all that good stuff. Oh, MLB-opoly Jr. This guy, pain in the tush, let me tell you. There were so many things wrong about this buy, I don't even know where to start. First up, he was at Kohl's, and they were at Kohl's clearance, and then of course I used Kohl's cash or coupons or anything like that. The default was $10. Oh, it's not going to let me hover over there. I got to remember that next time I'm doing this to give myself some space down there. Net profit 25 cents. Woo! What a great one there. But hey, you can't see all the good and none of the ugly. That wouldn't be quite right. ROI of 2%. So this one has a story, of course. I saw this guy on Kohl's, and it was going for about $30 when I bought it. So that looked good. Then, now you can see, even today, there's still 29 users, and this was another one that got flagged for compliance paperwork. So, of course, I sold some other ones here, too, but I just wanted to show you the last one that I basically made nothing on. And the compliance paperwork requirement just kind of made everybody tank their price, liquidate out, and it happens. Now, when this did show up, I did have one that was completely stabbed. Not sure what's going on with that, but they sent me a new product that had a big old hole in it. So I did return one to the store, and I betcha I probably could have returned the other ones and just returned them to Kohl's, gotten my money back. That was kind of my choice. Liquidate out, get your money back, have the product returned to you, go down to Kohl's and get your money back. I'd have to look at the return dates for Kohl's to see if that would even be an option at that point, but it happens. Just have your out, have your plan, because things do go sour once in a while. Ooh, this one was fun. This was a good one. We're back to good ones. I picked these up at Target on a whim after scanning them to try them out. I wasn't quite sure. I am familiar with Mother's, but I wasn't quite as sure with a cookie Valentine's Day box. Picked them up for $4.99. I sold for $13.59, but you can see here that it's still going for $15. I bet you the rank's a little bit up now, though, because they're February 23rd. Sold 3 on Valentine's Day, which I guess if you're shopping on the day of. Anyhow, $4 a piece. Like I said, I think I got 5, so $20 profit, and it was a teaching one for me. I wasn't familiar with this brand. I'm not as familiar with the boxes of chocolates and hearts, and I was trying to figure out how to wrap it and how much effort to put into this. These cookies, man, I think they could get shaken pretty good and not crumble. But there's a lot of other cookies out there and things that you'd want to wrap up maybe a little bit more. I think I put 2 sheets of bubble wrap and put this in a poly bag just to make sure it didn't get arriving damaged, because you know it's going to be a gift type item. When things are going to be a gift type item, I usually put a little bit more packing into it. If this was a box of, I don't know, Band-Aids or something, I wouldn't have put much thought into it. Anyhow, went well, so I really like this. It's going to make me keep my eye out for these types of things. There's a lot of cool Oreos and Reese's and chocolates and cool things coming out this spring. Different flavors and, what was it? I saw something that was an interesting chip flavor the other day that was kind of weird. But weird sells, oddly enough. Weird sells really good. I thought this would be so cute for kids, too. And I know a lot of people are still buying things online and sending it to their loved ones. And so you're going to still see some good sales there. Oh, Dream Girls, Life is a Supreme. This one sat around for a while too. And I wanted to show you all the prices here. We've got hardcover for $40, you know, still used for $40, paperback still going on, collectible. Now, I don't grade anything and ever do the collectible thing. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I'm ignorant in that area, and it's okay to be ignorant in something. I don't ever profess to be a master at anything, but for collectible items, if you are going to go into Amazon doing the collectible type of stuff, definitely dive in and make yourself much more knowledgeable about that, because the price difference there between 40 and 150 is really great, but I'm not sure what goes into it being collectible. You know, that's $100 worth of additional price to the product to be collectible. So I wouldn't just willy-nilly say, oh, mine looks like a collectible, I'm going to get that $149 price, and then find out that, oh, I needed to have some sort of grading done with it, or it needs to be in X condition or whatever. So let's see here. Order price, $13.43. Probably because my settings are set to whatever used, and this was not in the greatest shape, so I'd probably put it as used good, and my repricer will match me to that type of, you know how books have like really new, very sort of new, kind of new, very good, almost good. I can't remember the settings off the top of my head. But mine was probably set to good, and that's where I price matched there. So made $3.72, picked this up for $1 at like a garage sale. It drew my eyes because they had done a movie not too long ago, and it's just a very popular subject and whatnot. So keep your eyes out when you're at the garage sales, especially this summer, for anything that's an interesting topic. Like Bridgerton. Oh my gosh, have you guys watched Bridgerton? It's freaking really good. I'm so glad they made different, I think they're approved for 8 different series, which is awesome. I am now reading the 4th book, which is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton here. And I went to go buy it the other day because I would just finish the 3rd book. I didn't reread the 1st book. First of all, I read all these eons ago. I'm a huge reader. I do a lot of romance books. Shout out to any of you other people out there that love the romance novels. And my mom must have owned every Julia Quinn book ever known to man. So I just finished up reading book 3. Personal experiences lead to good buys too, you know. Don't discount that. So I'm finishing up my book. I'm going to go buy Mr. Bridgerton, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton number 4. And at the time, 3 days ago, the price of this one was at $70. I kid you not, my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, $70 for the old printed one, not the new mass-produced one, but the older one. And so I quickly, texted my mom, and I went, oh my gosh, do you have this book laying around? Did you keep your Julia Quinn books? Because they're worth so much money now. She didn't. Unfortunately, she sold them all for like a nickel 10 years ago or something. So I was thoroughly disappointed. But even now, 4 or 5 days, maybe a week later, the paperback from the original is still going for $20. I mean, and somebody, I thought this was cool, somebody put all of the books, which, what do we got? We got 9 of them. I know there's more because she did some more off spins too. Anyhow, somebody made a listing for all of their used book collection. They made a special listing for it, and going for $283. Now, I myself also do library. Usually I go to the library, and before purchasing this book, I went to the library to see if it was there. There currently at my library, there are 205 holds waiting in line for 30 copies of this book. So my husband just started laughing. He's like, you're not going to be able to get that within the next year. So of course I paid the $8 to download the Kindle to my phone to read the book. Because now I'm on book 4, I'm like committed to reading the stories, and of course this one is the best one if you're following the plot lines and whatnot. But follow what is hot. You might be sitting here going, oh my god, what is she rambling on about some stupid romancing thing? And of course my husband makes fun of me all the time with Mr. Darcy, my favorite character, and whatnot. But you ought to know. So when you see that something that maybe is older has been resurrected or whatnot, what does that mean for the reselling community, and what should you be looking out for? Because I betcha you could have found these books at many of thrift stores or whatnot, or even bought on eBay and flipped to Amazon. That's something that a lot of people do. If this book was, dime a dozen, it probably was going for maybe $3 6 months ago, and then that show came out and the price is going to make it skyrocket. Okay, I'll stop rambling about that. We'll move on to bike tires. It's not as exciting as romance novels, but hey, they make money. These guys I picked up on clearance at Rite Aid one day. What the heck was I doing at Rite Aid too? I was picking up paper for my son. Of course, I'm going to check out the clearance and check out the little tags as I go up and down the aisles looking for any tags saying clearance. And this was on the same aisle as toys, which I typically walk down. And on the other side is, outdoors, like camping items, garage items, maintenance type of items. And these guys were clearance down to $4.99. $5. Made $17 on it. So I was really liking this. Now I did go to Walmart 2-3 weeks ago. They did have some bike tires on sale, but they were marked down to $15 or so. So not as good. But keep your eyes out for bike tires. We are coming up on summertime where people are going to be buying that kind of stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that they're going to say, oh, you know what? I can just get a bike tire, have it delivered here, get, out and about this weekend or whatnot. And that's, I love these types of items. Okay, we're going to go into sourcing things. That was all I got. We are ending at bike tires. I hope that gives you guys an idea of some of the things that have sold and what I'm looking out for and going into for the next couple of months. But I wanted to give you guys some ideas on what I'm looking for replens and how my mind works on going through and sourcing. So today, for pretty much the next 2 hours or so, I will be going through replenning items, finding new items to sell. I am trying to find at least 30 new replenishable items every month. That is one goal that I have. And since I don't really want to spend my time out at the stores with COVID, so I do a lot of my sourcing and looking up either on my phone or on the computer. So we're going to go through a couple different lines of how I source and what I look for. The first one up here is I found some store that you could easily tell that they do up bundles and they have some wholesale accounts and they probably just have some good ways of getting things. When you start to see stores, you can maybe see where they source from. You get an idea. And sometimes I'll open up somebody's store, look at their items, and I'm going, oh, yep, they go and they do RA at TJ Maxx. That I can tell right away. Or they do replens at Target. You just start to get familiar with what things look like. Okay, so I found a store today and was scrolling through their stuff and saw this, a 2-pack of Q-tips, $6.25. I like these types of bundles because you have to put a little bit of work in. You've got to get the item, you've got to put it in a bag, you've got to put a sticker on it, and you got to ship it in. A lot of times people don't do that because they want to ship cases in if they're going to get this type of product, or they're using maybe a third-party packing thing, and third-party places that will do your labeling for you, they're going to charge to put this bundle together. And usually once they charge, it takes a lot out of your margins when it comes down to it, all of the extra fees they're going to put into. But I have a packer here, and these are really easy to do, so I like to look at them. Okay, so this caught my attention. What am I going to do? I'm going to take, I already kind of have it highlighted here. I'm going to take this, not the pack of 2, but take the title, and I'm going to pop it into Google. You can see right here. I click the shopping button, and then I kind of look and see where the heck did they buy it. Looks like maybe they bought it at Target for $3.99. That's an option. You look at the case packs, the case sizes. This one is a 3-pack at Ferrari. So each one would be $3.33. So you get kind of an idea of where they were shopping at and what they paid for it. So then I'm going to grab the ASIN off of the listing, pop it into Inventory Lab, and I just went with Target. We'll say this was Target, and they paid $8 for it at Target. What would I make? At $14.95, I don't think changing the price to $15 would be all that much different, but changing the $14.95, you actually lose $1.34. So he probably didn't get it from Target. Went down, looked at this website for Freebie, went to their website, and you get a 3-pack. I clipped the thing, but 3-pack for $9.99. Went to the calculator, did $3.99 times 2, which would be $666. Went back, typed this in, and I think it came out to $1 or something. It was not still very much, but this website has vendor or wholesale inquiry. Usually when I go to a new website like this, I scroll down to the bottom to see what they got going on and if they have a wholesale inquiry. I went ahead and clicked on that myself and grabbed the website to flag it for further search. So this rabbit hole started at somebody's store. I found an item. I took a look to see how did they get that item, did some math, found another supplier possibility, grabbed that supplier name, stuck it in my list of suppliers that I keep to go back to, and then later, when I'm not doing this video, I can go back and look at maybe the clearance items or whatever, any of these items, and search out this supplier to see if it's a good supplier for me. Now, if it turns out to be kind of on the cusp without making an account, then that would tell me to go ahead and create an account. Sometimes I can spend 5 minutes looking around at the prices here and go, geez, my Safeway is cheaper, so no, it's not going to be a decent supplier. But sometimes they have good items. The minimum order is only $39, so that's not too bad. Anyhow, it was a rabbit hole that led me to another possible vendor that I could work with. That's not to say they will work with you. Sometimes you search out, you find something good, and then you go to hit them up for an account, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to work with you. And that happens. Sometimes you can not create an account, and you can just purchase as a guest and get around that way. You may be paying a little bit more than you would if you had a wholesale account with them. That's possible too. I do not know if this would be a good supplier for ungating. No idea, but they do sell health and beauty and skincare and stuff here. So anyhow, it brought me down to this line. Okay, we're going to go down a different line now. Went to just Amazon.com. Sometimes I like to go to Amazon.com, and I typed in, oh gosh, I think I typed in Easter Bunny plush, I want to say, and see what comes up. So the first one that caught my eye was this one because it was $26, and I love Baby Gund. Gunda is so cute. And I can typically find Gund at several places. So then I type in over here, Baby Gund, my first Easter basket. I usually have this on 2 different screens, but for purposes of this video, I did on one screen, so it's a little tight on the visual. But you guys can follow what I'm doing, search on Amazon, whatever, Easter chocolates, Reese's, and see what bundles show up, and then go find out where they're sold at. Okay, so I typed in Baby Gun, my first Easter basket, got a look-see on where it's at, and it's not really good. Here's the thing, you're going to do this, and you're going to do it many, many times before you find something that's actually good that you can buy that has all the boxes ticked. There's a lot of research, and that's why people don't give up their replens, and they don't give up their wholesale links and accounts and products, because they put a lot of work into them. But I'm showing you how you do the work, and you just keep doing and doing and doing, and eventually you will find something. It may be after 3 tries, it may be after 300 tries, I don't know. You do get better with it as you go, and what to spot for and what not to spot for. Okay, so it's $26 over here on Amazon. Looks like you can get it at Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath & Beyond, Pottery Barn. There were some other things here too. But that tells me that after Easter, Bye Bye Baby and Bed Bath & Beyond may clearance their stuff out. So at $26, if I divide that by 3, I can't do math. Was 3. It's about $8 I'm looking for a purchase price, right? Which would be about 70% off. So if you can catch Bed Bath & Beyond Bye Bye Baby after Easter for 70% off and find this product, you could probably still get the $26 for it. It's pretty cute. It may sit there for a while. I don't know what the sales rank is after Easter time, but just looking for ideas right now. I did not find anything right now that I could go out and source with this right now, but I got some ideas for after the fact on where to go. Alright. Now, I was looking at that Baby Gun, my first Easter basket, and I scrolled down a bit, and I found this Walmart one. Baby Gun, isn't that one cute? Little pink bunny, my first Easter. Super cute. $14.99. I wanted to see if it was available on Amazon. So sometimes I do that. I look at the products over here, and then I go back to Amazon, or I look at the products on Amazon, then I go back over here. It's kind of chicken or the egg. Do you find something first and then see if it's on Amazon, or do you find it on Amazon selling good and then find out where to buy it? Do a little bit of both. Get familiar with both. So I typed in to add a product, Baby Gun Lovey Easter. Found a variation listing right here. Popped it down. Also saw this. Isn't that guy cute? They've got a blue one, a pink one, and a yellow one. Unfortunately, it was going for about $15. So it didn't make sense to buy it now, but another one that I may watch out for when Walmart clearances their stuff out. So, on that though, I scrolled down. This is the third way I'm showing you how I look at things. Oh, here's my browsing history of everything we just saw. So, scrolled down, popular products inspired by this item. I love going here too. This gives me ideas on what to source for as well. We've got Carter's Sloth, which I don't think sloths are all that cute. What's the thing with sloths? Why are they so popular now? It used to be, mermaids, and then flamingos and unicorns were really hot for a while, and now I see a lot of sloths. I don't understand the fascination. I don't think they're not like super ugly or anything, but I don't get warm and fuzzy feelings when I look at sloths. But we've got this Snuggler Carter Sloth plush. I went ahead and typed into Google Carter's Sloth plush and found it over here. It is currently at Kohl's for $18. Now it's going on Amazon for $16.29, but that tells me that if I see this item out and about, might be a good thing to pick it up. Kohl's will clearance things out, and if this was 70% off at Kohl's, it would be a good buy to sell over on Amazon. Kohl's is you can use a lot of things in Kohl's. You can use gift cards to bring the price down. You've got Kohl's Cash. You usually have a 20% off. Sometimes if you buy more, you're going to save more. There's all sorts of stacking that can be going on at Kohl's. So if I could get this price down, to like $6-ish, then it would be a good buy over here. So just another ideas out there to where your source. And I did 3 for this video and didn't find anything, and that's typical. That is typical. I probably will do searches like this, I don't know, 20-30 times today and find maybe 2 items that are great. From those 2 items that are great, I will buy 5 to 10 of them, test them out, go through the packing process, go through the delivery process, make sure the customers are good with it, that I'm not getting negative feedback, that there's no weird shenanigans going on, that I don't get flagged to pull paperwork for toys and whatnot. We had one recently that got sent in and they wanted some hazmat paperwork for it. There's just things that can happen, and so I will test buy with a couple, and then once it performs well, then I go back and I do it more. Oh, we got one more. And my robot decided to start playing music again. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I paused that background music. Weird. She comes on when she wants. I'm sure I'll call it Echo here, but she goes by the other name in my office, but I think she's possessed. Sometimes she goes on, sometimes she doesn't. Okay, this is my last, I think it's my last, last slide, and one of my kind of newer ways that I like to look at things, it's a little bit different than the typical, and it's through Instacart. So you can go to Instacart, you can go to your favorite stores in my area. I just picked Bartell's because it's local and up at the corner, and I'm probably going to go there this week to get something or another because we go there all the time. And went to seasonal and just scrolled around and found that the Kisses Milk Chocolate Egg Hunts are now out. So then I take Kisses Milk Chocolate Egg Hunt, copy that title, throw it over into Amazon. Sometimes I do it in the Add a Product page. Sometimes I do it on the Amazon as a shopper page to see what shopping is available there. And we've got a 3-pack here. So we've got Hershey's Egg Kisses Hunt Packies, your candy pack of 3, blah, blah, blah. 11 ounces. You want to make sure that 11 ounces. There are a lot of times that the Walmart will be a little bit cheaper or a little bit less on the ounce than some of the grocery stores that are mainly high-end. I noticed it mostly between Fred Meyer and Walmart. Fred Meyer will have a 13-ounce bag of chocolate, but Walmart's going to be a 12-ounce bag of chocolate. Well, you need to make sure the ounces are correct. Yeah, your customer may not notice it, but yeah, sometimes they will, and you don't want that complaint there. Okay, so we've got a 3-pack here, $16. Where was I going with it? I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so $16 here for 3, and we've got it at $6 over here. So obviously not a good buy right now, but you know as well as I do that this candy can probably be found at Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, etc. And sometimes it can be on sale, or you can combine it up with other deals going on. Every once in a while, Bartell's has a spend $50, get $10 off, or spend $20, get $5 off, things like that going on. And they often go on sale with buy one, get one free. So on here, if I got these for, we'll say in the $6 range, they would probably be getting more profitable. Anyhow, that's just one way that I'm looking at. Found some really good clearance type of items on Instacart at Bartell's a couple of months ago, and went ahead and used Instacart to fulfill them because they were like 70% off already, so I didn't mind paying the Bartell's a little extra bit, and I basically paid $4 for something that was going for $30 over on Amazon. So I had more than enough margin room, and I did not have any time to go shopping. So I just scheduled my Instacart people to go out to about 3 or 4 stores, grab all the product that was on clearance, and drop it off at my front door. The Instacart's got its own ups and downs. Out of all those, I did get some wrong items. I had items delivered to another house. We had to go over to the next street over, and felt like porch pirates. We ran up to the door and grabbed my order off their door and ran back to the car. Nobody saw us, thank goodness. I felt really bad, but it was my stuff, and they delivered it to some other house. So you could do this with any of the other stores around you to see what's going on. And what I like is I'm able to kind of scan the aisle with actually not going to the store. So I'm not standing there in my mask during prime time shopping. I can do it in the comfort of my own home and get ideas for what's going on. The other last thing I will bring up for this is you can get these items and use your phone. Go to the Amazon Seller app on the computer, straight on the computer. I mean, pause the video and do it too. Try it out. You can go to the little camera and do image search, and image search this right now, and it will show up, should show up as an image search. Now, if you image search this one, I don't know if the 3-pack will only show up or if it will give you everything. In fact, hold on, I can do it while we are talking here. And you'll just have to believe me with what I say. I'm holding it up to the screen right now. And, okay, I held it up to this one on the right, and only this listing came up right here. You might be able to go through and do, do this one, but do a 2-pack. That would be a good competitive one, or a 4-pack. A lot of times I'll see one show up, and then shortly, within the next week or so, I'll see a 2-pack show up, I'll see a 4-pack show up, etc. Alright, crazy outlet. Hershey's Kisses. Those don't look very good. Oh, hot cocoa with marshmallow. 2 pounds. Huh. Crazy outlet. That looks like a private label type of brand. This one looks like you might be able to get it, but it's Valentine's Day candy. Still going for $23. 4 pounds, though. That's a lot of chocolate. Alright, I have got to get to work now and get my own sourcing done, and I'll put this video together to get popped out as soon as I can here. It probably will go up tomorrow, but if you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up if you like these videos. If you want to, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and have an amazing week, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well out there. I hope everybody is being okay with all the snowstorms going on. I know that's been disruptive to our systems. Alright guys, take care.